Dear Megan, today is Thursday, and my letter to you is about this thing that I am going to officially start calling Sherlock Syndrome. I think you came up with the term the other day when we were texting. I'm making it the official name of this, and we're just going to talk about it. Sherlock Syndrome is the feeling you get when all you want to do is sleep, eat, watch Netflix, be lazy, do absolutely nothing productive in your life while simultaneously complaining about being bored all the time. You know, bored. Sherlock Syndrome is something really easy for people like you and I to come by, especially during the summer, because during the school year, we're used to just go. So the summers are hard for us because we do 9 months on, 3 months off because of the school year, and we're always studying something, creating something, teaching something. There's always some sort of deadline we have to meet that's a major part of our life at the time, and then the 3 months off come with the summer, and suddenly we have nothing to teach, we have no body to teach, we have no deadlines, we just become useless masses of cells that do nothing productive at all in the world. So there are some steps to recovering. This is a relatively new syndrome that I have created, so we might need to test some of this out a little bit. I've done some thinking, and this is what I've come up with. Step 1 is realizing that Sherlock Syndrome is not healthy and you need to change something. You cannot go on the road to recovery of Sherlock Syndrome without first wanting to not have Sherlock Syndrome. This is a very important step because I enjoy being lazy. I look forward to Christmas and summer break when I don't have massive crushing deadlines and lots of people depending on me for things. But too much of a good thing, right? You first have to make up your mind that you need to stop being a lazy bum. The second thing is you're bored because you have nothing to do. So you need to go find something to do. You need to find a mission for your life. This mission can be just about anything you want. I suggest it have some sort of deadline coming up, whether it's tomorrow or a few weeks from now, because that will help you not procrastinate. The goals that we've been setting have been a good start, but they're indefinite. We can put it off. I've been putting off my goals for a long time. It's not going to help with my Sherlock Syndrome. I need something with a deadline, like packing. Packing helps me be productive because I have to have it done within the next week. Your mission can't just be something with a deadline. It also needs to be something that requires you to put forth some sort of effort, whether that be mental or physical. A lot of the last school year, we spent really tired, but we were exerting ourselves mentally, not physically. We did a lot of sitting around, but we also did a lot of thinking, and that is what tired us out. We weren't running marathons, we were deconstructing Shakespeare and figuring out how to explain it to a bunch of teenagers. The next step is to work towards this mission and treat this mission as if it were as important as school or teaching. It's summer. We're not in school, we're not teaching, but this mission needs to be as important as that. Even if it's not, even if it's something silly that you have assigned yourself, you need to pretend, because you are not going to take it seriously unless you put that kind of pressure on yourself that we have those 9 months of the year when we're running ourselves ragged. This will also help you hold yourself accountable, because in school, we have to know how to set deadlines, how to do time management, how to hold ourselves accountable and know when we're falling behind. This also needs to happen with whatever mission you choose to begin to overtake your Sherlock Syndrome. The next and last step is to complete your mission and reward yourself, because we all know positive reinforcement works better than negative reinforcement. So it seems pretty straightforward, but like Sherlock Syndrome is going to be very difficult to overcome. Sherlock is a very hard-headed, stubborn man who can rear his head and be a pain in the butt, and Sherlock Syndrome can be the same way. There are some things that you should try to avoid while trying to complete your mission and overcome Sherlock Syndrome. These include excess food, excess sleep, excess Netflix, excess laziness, and it's generally a good idea to avoid shooting any sort of wall-like structure with any sort of firearm. Don't do that. There are some things to keep in mind while on your path to recovery from Sherlock Syndrome. One of these is that as soon as you choose your mission and you start to overcome Sherlock Syndrome, it will become stronger. It does not want to be beaten. Sherlock Syndrome will fight you. This means you're on the right path. You're on the path to recovery, and your Sherlock Syndrome and your laziness have shown up, and they're like, no, we want you to be lazy. Fight that. Be a healthy, productive person. You also might be one of those people who needs more than one mission at a time. We're constantly running around for Baylor doing so many different things that just having one mission to set your sights on might not be enough. You might have to have several missions and goals happening at the same time, but I do suggest having one major mission and several small missions instead of several big missions. Like here in Waco, I'm working on packing and finding a job, and it is really hard for me to balance both of those, but it is not difficult for me to handle packing or finding a job with working or with grocery shopping or something like that. That's all I have for you. I now have to go try on every piece of clothing I own so I can figure out what I'm packing. I forgot. I am going to try within the next week to put together a places around Waco video, so if you have suggestions of places where you want me to go check out, tell me, because I will attempt to check them out within the next week. Bye! Look, I actually packed something. There's like a whole corner of stuff that I packed. You should be proud of me.